Ethan Winters is not a fan favorite. Yet. A lot of people just couldn't get into his character during the events of Resident Evil 7, and that's understandable. We couldn't put a face to the name, so it was hard to get attached to our hero. When images of Ethan started popping up around the internet, it was underwhelming to say the least. He has a sort of bland design with a plain Jane white collar shirt and an unremarkable face and hairdo. When we are used to characters like Jill with her beret and shoulder pads, or her tube top and miniskirt, Claire with her bright pink biker outfit, Leon with his bomber jacket and pretty boy haircut, or Chris with his 20-inch python biceps, Ethan seems a little lackluster. Even more people seemed upset about his personality. At the beginning of the game, he was a little unresponsive and maybe not reacting to his surroundings very appropriately.
Mia, oh thank God I found you. It's me, it's Ethan.
Ethan? Ethan?
I personally didn't mind Ethan during RE7. I think he evolved during the incident, and by the end he accepted the insanity of the situation and was fed up and getting sassy with the likes of Jack Baker, which is sort of an attitude change I think we see a lot in Resident Evil protagonists. When rumors started spreading about Ethan being the protagonist in RE8, I was a little skeptical. With Capcom seemingly being more responsive to fan demands, I figured they'd cut their losses with Ethan and bring back a different main character or try their chances with another new one. Then when that official announcement came out in June 2020, my foot was in my mouth. Ethan was back and it looked like the game was the love child of RE4 and RE7. Then, later on when the actual story trailers dropped, we got a little more insight into what was happening. Ethan comes to this remote village in Europe searching for answers and presumably someone. Whether it's Chris, Mia, his daughter, or all three, I guess we'll find out. We get a good look at some of the new characters, including Lady Dimitrescu and the Duke, all who seem to know who Ethan is. In fact, they talk about him as if he's renowned, as if the thought of not knowing him seems preposterous. From the early talks of RE8, we heard that maybe psychological horror was going to be more prominent in the new game, and that maybe not everything would be as it seems. So the way I figure it, there are two options here. Either some of these characters and what they know of Ethan are illusions or misrepresented, or they're playing out exactly as they're shown, and our boy Ethan is stepping up to fill the shoes of our previous Resident Evil heroes. Maybe even Leon. I mean, besides the obvious parallels between RE4 and RE8, such as the setting, there are some other similarities we could acknowledge. Both of them started out as nobodies. Leon was the rookie cop who didn't even make it to his first day on the job, unknowingly wanders into a hopeless situation, is repeatedly strung along by a mystery woman, and ultimately gets out alive in the end through tough resolve and some sheer luck. Ethan is just some engineer who, while being led by this mysterious wife, unknowingly wanders into a hopeless situation and makes it out through tough resolve and sheer luck. Now both end up going to some dilapidated European village in search of someone or something. When they arrive, the villains seem to know who they are and that they do indeed pose a threat. The only difference is Ethan is decidedly less tactical looking than Leon when he arrives at the village, or so it would seem based on this promo image of Ethan we've seen. They're still hiding his face. I don't know if we can expect a full face reveal at some point in RE8, or maybe they're saving that for the events of the game, who knows. Ethan's look could completely change. He could get a new outfit, or have something happen that scars his face or changes his hair in some way. Although that's probably just hopeful thinking on my part, since I like my main characters to have sort of distinguishable features. Anyways, the similarities between Ethan and Leon are no secret, and it doesn't seem like Capcom is trying to deter the comparisons in any way or form. I'm not saying they're trying to replace Leon, but with our old pals reaching their late 40s and 50s, maybe they're just paving the way for new blood with a tried and true method that worked so well for them in the late 90s and early 2000s. So don't be surprised when Ethan is slinging one-liners at the 9-foot-tall goth vampire.